dive into the currents of time with TopThangs, unearth key historical turning points, their ripple effects, and how they've sculpted the world we inhabit. Hit subscribe, stay enlightened. Time for a deep dive into one of the most significant events in world history, the French Revolution. A pivotal era of societal transformation that has marked an indelible impact on the fabric of global political, economic, and cultural norms. The French Revolution was not merely an event, but a wave of change, a revolution that forever altered the course of history. It was a cataclysmic period that tested humanity on multiple dimensions: class struggle, economic hardships, and an urgent cry for liberty. This volatile mix served as the tinderbox that ignited this monumentally transformative event. Let's unfurl the saga, the timeline that charts the evolution of this revolution, beginning in 1789. That year, the Estates General convened, setting off the first sparks of the uprising. This assembly, however, was far from being a cohesive entity. The Third Estate, the section that represented the common people, the proletariat, defied the monarchy, igniting a fire that would burn brightly for the next decade. The storming of the Bastille was the first major public demonstration of this defiance, a symbol of the common man's outcry against the autocratic monarchy. It was an empowered revolt against centuries of feudal oppression. This phase of the revolution was driven by key figures who navigated the course of events, steering it towards a radical transformation. Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette, the regal couple, were the faces of the monarchy, the symbol of autocracy whose authority was now being challenged. Their extravagant lifestyle and disconnect from the commoners' suffering further fueled the revolutionaries' cause. Then, there were the revolutionaries themselves, figures like Maximilien Robespierre and Georges Danton. These were the men who played instrumental roles in shaping the revolution's trajectory, their actions and decisions steering the course of events, often with drastic consequences. Fast forward to the monumental year of 1793, the year Louis XVI was executed. This marked the onset of the Reign of Terror, a period that witnessed an unprecedented surge in public executions. Thousands were guillotined in the name of radical egalitarianism and democracy, an ironic twist as the revolution spiraled towards extremism. The revolution culminated in 1799 with Napoleon Bonaparte's coup, putting an end to the French Republic and ushering in the Napoleonic era. This era was marked by Napoleon's ambitious expansionist policies, altering the geopolitical dynamics of the European continent. But what was the ripple effect of this historical whirlwind? The French Revolution disseminated the ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity, influencing political movements worldwide. It dismantled the age-old feudal system, paving the way for modern nation-states and the concept of democracy as we know it today. The French Revolution has left an enduring legacy, shaping political ideologies and social structures across Its influence can be seen in the formation of modern political parties, the rise of nationalism, and the spread of democratic ideals. It has inspired revolutions and movements worldwide, from the Latin American Wars of Independence to the Arab Spring. So let's delve deeper into this fascinating period. Stay tuned as we delve into expert commentary, analyze the revolution's long-lasting impacts, and showcase rarely seen historical images and videos. We'll be walking through the timeline of events, charting the rise and fall of key figures, and examining the revolution's profound influence on the world. Remember, understanding history helps us shape a better future. So hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and keep exploring with us. From the upheaval of the French Revolution, let's journey across the Atlantic to another significant period in global history, the American Civil War. An event that unfolded from 1861 to 1865, it indelibly imprinted itself onto the fabric of the United States, and its ramifications reverberated far beyond its borders, leaving a lasting impact on the course of The roots of the Civil War can be traced back to the contentious issue of slavery, a practice that had become a haunting specter for the burgeoning nation. The northern states, with their rapidly industrializing economies and progressively forward-thinking societies, yearned to eradicate this deeply entrenched and morally reprehensible practice. In contrast, the agrarian South, with its economy heavily dependent on slave labor, persisted in upholding it as a crucial pillar of their socio-economic structure. This stark divide laid the groundwork for a conflict of seismic proportions that would inevitably shape the destiny of the nation. As we embark on this insightful journey into the crux of this conflict, we encounter influential figures that helmed its course. On one side we have Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, a fervent abolitionist whose election to power in 1860 acted as the catalyst for the secession of Southern states and the subsequent formation of the Confederate States of America. On the opposing front, we see Jefferson Davis, the resilient President of the Confederate States. A man unwaveringly committed to preserving the Southern way of life, Davis did not balk at the prospect of war if it meant the preservation of the societal and economic status quo. The war ensued with the Battle of Fort Sumter in April 1861, a Confederate triumph that incited the northern states into action. Over the following 4 years, the conflict would intensify, spread across the expanse of the American landscape, from the bloody Battle of Antietam to the decisive Battle of Gettysburg. Each side strived for control. Each side bore the weight of tremendous losses. The war culminated in 1865 with the surrender of the Confederate Army, a seminal turning point in American history. In its aftermath, slavery was eradicated, setting the United States on the long and turbulent path towards racial equality, a journey that is still ongoing. The Civil War's repercussions, however, were not confined to the US alone. Its influence permeated global perceptions of democracy and human rights, and its resolution underscored the immense potential of United Nations to overcome deep-seated divisions. As we dissect this momentous event, we shall be showcasing a rich array of historical images and videos, corroborated by expert commentary to offer a detailed understanding of the American Civil War. We will guide you through the timeline of events, spotlight the critical personalities that influenced their outcomes, and delve into the war's enduring global impact. So buckle up, hit that like button, and embark on this journey with us through this crucial era in history. Remember to stay curious and informed as we traverse through past events that have shaped our present-day realities, for the past influences the present, and the present in turn shapes the future. Keep exploring with us. Moving forward in our journey through history, we find ourselves in the throes of the 20th century, confronted by an event that shook the world to its very core: World War II. This event was a conflict of unprecedented intensity and devastating power, altering the course of human history like never before. A period that marked a stark departure from the world as it was known before. It brought forth a new epoch of global politics, technology, and societal norms. The causes of World War II are numerous and multifaceted, deeply entrenched in the fallout of World War I and the Treaty of Versailles. This treaty, instituted with the intent to maintain lasting peace, ironically laid the foundation for the eventual onslaught of conflict. From the ashes of the Great War, new powers emerged, fueled by a thirst for vengeance and expansion. The rise of fascism and National Socialism, personified in the figures of Benito Mussolini in Italy and Adolf Hitler in Germany, set the stage for a conflict that would consume the world. This horrific period of human history saw the emergence of numerous influential figures, whose actions and decisions shaped the course of the war and the world thereafter. Among these were Winston Churchill, the unyielding British Prime Minister whose stirring speeches bolstered a nation in its darkest hour, and Franklin D. Roosevelt, the American president who steered the United States into the war and onto the trajectory of becoming a global superpower. On the other side of the spectrum, there was Adolf Hitler, the dictator whose vision of a Nazi-dominated world culminated in the genocide of 6 million Jews in the Holocaust, a haunting testament to the depths to which humanity can descend. The timeline of World War II is a narrative of escalating conflict, punctuated by pivotal events such as the invasion of Poland, the Battle of Britain, the assault on Pearl Harbor, the Normandy landings, and the eventual surrender of Germany and Japan. As delve deeper into this period, we understand how each event was a significant cog in the larger machinery of the war. In the aftermath of World War II, the world was irrevocably altered. The establishment of the United Nations, the division of Germany, the inception of the Cold War, the decolonization of Africa and Asia, and the advent of nuclear weapons. These were some of the far-reaching effects that continue to shape our world today. In this segment, we will delve deep into the causes, key players, timeline, and lasting effects of World War II. accompanied by vivid historical images and videos, and enriched by insightful commentary and analysis from experts, we aim to provide a comprehensive understanding of this definitive period in history. We will also examine the political, economic, and social factors that contributed to the outbreak of the war, the significant battles and strategies that dictated its course, and the post-war changes that have had a lasting impact on global affairs. Together, we'll explore the massive shifts in power dynamics, the ideological clashes, and the extraordinary human experiences that characterize this epoch. In doing so, we hope to shed light on the complexities of this era and its enduring influence on contemporary society. So, let's continue our journey through time. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Delve into history with us, explore the events that have shaped our world, and remember, knowledge is power. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring with us. In our next chapter, we transcend the confines of our planet and venture into the vast expanse of the cosmos. We move forward to an epoch marked by a heightened sense of competition and exploration, one that irrevocably altered our perception of our place in the infinite vastness of the universe. This period, known as the space race, became a crucial element of the Cold War rivalry between the two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, and manifested the innate human desire to probe, discover, and master the uncharted territories. The space race was not merely a quest for technological superiority, it was a clash of ideologies and a display of national power. But beyond the political rivalry, it was a collective pursuit that eventually unified humanity in a shared sense of awe and wonder. The event that ignited the spark of this incredible era was the launch of the Sputnik 1 by the Soviet Union in 1957. This groundbreaking event, in which the first man-made satellite began orbiting the Earth, sent shockwaves across the globe and elicited an intense response from the United States. The key figures in this era were innovators like Sergei Korolev, driving force behind the Soviet space program, and Werner von Braun, a German-born scientist who played a critical role in the advancement of US rocket technology. Simultaneously, political leaders like Nikita Khrushchev and John F. Kennedy fueled the competitive spirit, each pledging to establish their nation's supremacy in space exploration. The timeline of the space race is punctuated with a series of groundbreaking events. Yuri Gagarin becoming the first man in space in 1961, the United States achieving the extraordinary feat of landing the first man on the moon in 1969. These milestones, accompanied by others like the launch of the Hubble Space Telescope and the establishment of the International Space Station, have significantly expanded our knowledge of the universe and our role within it. The space race has left an indelible mark on human history. The advancements in technology and science, the rise of a global space industry, the increased popularity of science education, and a more profound comprehension of our universe are all outcomes of this era. The impacts of this period continue to reverberate in the present, as we continue to push the boundaries of space exploration and dream of inhabiting other planets. In this segment, we will delve into the causes, key figures, timeline, and enduring impacts of the space race. Through historical footage, images, and expert commentary, we aim to guide you through this astonishing period in history. We will scrutinize the political, technological, and societal factors that propelled the race, the significant milestones that marked its course, and the legacy it has left for future generations. We invite you to join us on this journey into the stars, as we traverse the captivating saga of the space race. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of our updates. Remember, curiosity is the rocket fuel for exploration. Keep learning, stay curious, and continue journeying with us into the annals of history. In the 6th chapter of our journey, we step back onto the Earth and into the heart of Germany. Here we're standing on the precipice of an event that not only shaped the nation, but had far-reaching impacts across the globe: the monumental fall of the Berlin Wall. Let's take a moment to delve into the history that led us to this point. The Berlin Wall, often perceived as a physical manifestation of the ideological chasm between East and West, was a symbol of division and separation. This concrete barrier, spanning an astonishing 155 kilometers, was erected in 1961, a project undertaken by the German Democratic Republic, also known as East Germany. The wall, complete with watchtowers, anti-vehicle trenches, guard dog runs, and a no-man's land, was not just a physical barrier. It was a stark reminder of the Cold War's tension, a chilling symbol of a divided nation. Imagine, if you will, this colossal structure, splitting and by extension a country apart for 28 years. Families separated, friendships torn apart, lives forever disrupted. The wall's very existence was a testament to the stark ideological divide that existed at the time, the communist East against the democratic West. However, the winds of change started to blow in 1989. Amid rising political pressure and civil unrest, the wall that had stood as a symbol of division and oppression began to crumble both physically and symbolically. A significant announcement was made on November 9th. All GDR citizens were free to visit West Germany and West Berlin. This news triggered an outpouring of emotion and a surge of euphoria swept through East Germans. They flocked to the wall, crossing it, climbing onto it, their actions mirrored by West Germans on the other side. The atmosphere was thick with celebration, relief, and a sense of impending change. Over the weeks that followed, the demolition of the wall began. The process, both public and private, was intense, and by 1991, the once imposing wall was essentially reduced to rubble. It's important to recognize the central figures who played pivotal roles in this momentous event. Mikhail Gorbachev, the last leader of the Soviet Union, who through his policies of glasnost, openness, and perestroika, restructuring, shaped this historical moment. Ronald Reagan, the then US president, also played a significant role, famously urging Gorbachev to tear down this wall. The fall of the Berlin Wall was more than a physical demolition. It was a powerful symbol of the end of the Cold War, the start of the reunification of Germany, and it acted as the catalyst for the dissolution of the Soviet Union. Today, fragments of the wall, some preserved as historical monuments, serve as poignant reminders of a divided world. The fall of the wall has come to symbolize the triumph of freedom over oppression, a beacon of hope for a unified world. In this segment, we'll explore the causes, key figures, timeline, and lasting effects of the fall of the Berlin Wall in detail. We'll bring this significant moment to life through historical footage, images, expert commentary, and personal stories of those who lived through this momentous time. As we delve into this chapter of history, we encourage you to reflect on its enduring impacts and the lessons we can glean from it. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming videos. Stay curious, keep exploring, and continue journeying with us through the annals of history. In the 7th chapter of our historical voyage, we steer towards a unique sector of the globe, the southernmost tip of the African continent. This region harbors a nation that has endured one of history's most brutal systems of racial segregation, apartheid in South Africa. Apartheid, from the Afrikaans language translating to separateness, was an entrenched system of racial division and bias that gripped South Africa from 1948 till the dawn of the 1990s. It was not just a series of regulations, it was a lifestyle that dictated every facet of life based solely on skin color. In this segment, we'll unpick the origins of apartheid. We'll learn about the significant individuals and the political atmosphere that enabled such a system to take root and thrive. We'll dig into the implemented laws, the daily realities under such a regime, and the remarkable courage and tenacity of those who opposed it. Integral characters include Hendrik Verwoerd, often dubbed as the architect of apartheid, who executed the system with ruthless efficiency, and Nelson Mandela, the man who personified the anti-apartheid movement and eventually became the first black president of South Africa. Their stories are interlaced with apartheid history, providing unique perspectives into the era. As we traverse the apartheid timeline, we'll notice the emergence of resistance movements, the Soweto uprising, Mandela's release, and the eventual collapse of the apartheid system. Each of these instances serves as a crucial point in the apartheid narrative, illustrating a nation's fight for equality and justice. The conclusion of apartheid was more than just a South African triumph, it was a victory for humanity. It demonstrated the resilience of the human spirit, and a reminder that no oppression can endure indefinitely. Today, South Africa still wrestles with the enduring impact of apartheid, and will examine these persisting challenges and the steps taken towards restoration and healing. We'll illuminate this dramatic era through historical footage, personal narratives, expert viewpoints, and voices of those who lived through it. As we excavate the truths of apartheid, we urge you to contemplate its worldwide influence and the wisdom it provides for our present and future. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming videos. Stay curious, keep questioning, and continue journeying with us through the annals of history. In our 8th chapter, we journey to the heart of Europe, where a concrete barrier of immense proportions once divided not just a city, but symbolically segregated the world. Spanning an impressive 155 kilometers and towering at a height of 3.6 meters, the Berlin Wall was not merely a physical construct, but a tangible manifestation of the severe ideological divide and political tension that gripped the world during the Cold War era. This cold grey monolith stood as an unambiguous emblem of the Cold War, serving as a stark reminder of the political landscape of the time. As we unravel the intricate tapestry of events that led to the wall's construction, we will delve deeply into the political and social undercurrents that were at play during this critical juncture of history. We will examine how the catastrophic aftermath of World War II and the subsequent polarization of Germany into East and West triggered a series of events that ultimately culminated in the construction of this historical symbol. We will explore the escalating face-off between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, and how this played a pivotal role in shaping the course of history and the wall's creation. Among the key figures in this saga was Walter Ulbricht, the East German leader who was the chief architect behind the wall's construction. On the other side was US President John F. Kennedy, who delivered the famous Ich bin ein Berliner speech, signaling the American solidarity with West Berlin, and further escalating the atmosphere of Cold War tension. Our journey will take us through the wall's timeline, from its sudden construction in 1961, that caught the world off guard, to its unexpected and monumental fall in 1989, we will traverse every significant milestone. We will recollect the harrowing tales of those who dared to defy this formidable barrier, risking their lives to cross this perilous border, and the untold stories of those who perished in the attempt. As we recount these stories, we will also highlight the jubilation that enveloped not just Berlin, but the entire globe as the wall came crumbling down. The sense of exhilaration, relief, and disbelief was palpable, and it marked a turning point in history that few could have predicted. Our journey doesn't end with its fall. We will delve into the wall's lasting impact, from the long-awaited reunification of Germany to the profound implications it had on ending the Cold War. We will examine how even today, the remnants of this once formidable structure stand as a stark reminder of the past and a symbol of hope for the future. This riveting narrative will be brought to life through a mosaic of archival footage, personal narratives, expert analysis, and a comprehensive look at what remains of the wall today. We will offer an in-depth exploration of its historical significance, leaving no stone unturned. As the story of the Berlin Wall, we urge you to contemplate its far-reaching implications and the invaluable lessons it imparts for contemporary times. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming videos. Stay curious, keep questioning, and continue journeying with us through the annals of history. In this chapter, we move our lens towards the Middle East. This geographic crossroads has been a cradle of civilization for centuries and has been at the forefront of many significant world events. Among these, the Arab Spring stands prominently as a defining period of change and upheaval. These pro-democracy movements created shockwaves across the Arab world in the early part of the last decade, irreversibly changing the region's political climate and leaving a lasting impact on its societies. The Arab Spring originated from the self-immolation Mohamed Bouazizi, a street vendor from Tunisia, in December 2010, a protest against police harassment and economic injustice. This desperate act ignited a fuse of rebellion, and the fire of change blazed across the entire region. As we delve into the causes, we will explore the many underlying layers of political discontent, social inequality, and economic strife that fueled this widespread discontent. We will see how the corruption of the ruling elite, the acute wealth disparity, the lack of political freedom, and the unemployment rate, especially among the youth, all contributed to this uprising. As we uncover the intricate tapestry of the Arab Spring, we will encounter key figures whose names have become synonymous with this era. From the protesters whose courage ignited a revolution to the rulers whose regimes were brought to their knees. Egypt's Hosni Mubarak, Libya's Muammar Gaddafi, and Syria's Bashar al-Assad, are among the prominent figures whose rule was challenged by their own people. The timeline of the Arab Spring is a complex and fascinating narrative. From the first spark of defiance in Tunisia to the subsequent protests that spread like wildfire in Egypt, Libya, Yemen, Syria, and other countries, we will traverse each significant milestone. We will relive the exhilarating moments of triumph, such as the fall of Mubarak in Egypt, and the sobering instances of brutal crackdowns and civil wars, like the ongoing conflict in Syria. We will also delve into the aftermath of the Arab Spring. We will examine the political changes it ushered in, the rise of the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, the protracted conflict and humanitarian crisis in Syria, and the power vacuum in Libya that led to a state of anarchy. This intricate narrative will be supplemented with a collection of powerful images, first-hand accounts, scholarly analyses, and emotive video footage. Through this multifaceted approach, we aim to provide a comprehensive understanding of this historic event and its far-reaching implications. As we explore the Arab Spring, we urge you to reflect on its profound impact. Consider the ambitions of those who fought for their rights, the sacrifices they made, and the obstacles they overcame. Ponder upon the lessons it offers for the present day, reminding us of the power of the people when they rise against oppression. This isn't just a chapter of the past, it's a lesson for the present and a guide for the future. Our exploration aims to shine a light on the intricacies of the Arab Spring, but this is only a snapshot of the larger picture. So continue to learn, stay curious, and journey with us through the pages of history. As we continue our exploration, we invite you to join us on this journey of discovery. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for our upcoming videos. Continue to learn, stay curious, and journey with us through the pages of history.